For many candidates, it comes as a surprise that cheating in job interviews is such a huge issue. And in this video, I'm trying to demystify this by providing you a number of examples. First topic I'd like to touch upon here is to give you a comparison between what worked in the past and how that evolved over time. So if in the past you used to buy training programs with stolen or with leaked story banks, nowadays you use AI to create your own story banks, right? Or another one, back in the day you used to hire a coach to reward your stories so they sound better. Nowadays you use AI to reward your stories. And if you think this is a small trend, I have hundreds of people on my website spending many hours. I've recently noticed someone spent 7 hours rewarding their stories using AI, rewarding their stories using AI. Right? So this is one huge trend that AI tried to amplify on those bad habits from the past. Second thing I'd like to talk about here is that these interviews are super expensive on the employer side because they have to allocate many resources. We have to conduct so many interviews, 2 or 3 screening rounds, 5 or 7 final interview rounds. And the simple explanation why they have to do this is simply because they want to avoid hiring the wrong type of people. It's super hard to spot reliably, the best possible candidates. To give a number of examples, people try to look more senior than they actually are. People like to talk about responsibility they didn't have in the examples they give, or people simply outright lie about their examples. So this is why employers have to use follow-up and challenge questions quite extensively, and also do deep dives and backbone tests and whatnot to differentiate between candidates. This is why the backbone test or the deep dives are super important to spot in job interviews, especially if you're a correct type of person. Third topic is remote interviews. So remote interviews made it super easy or made it a bit more comfortable for you to interview from the comfort of your own location, right? However, this also opened up the possibility that when conducting an online assessment test or some technical test, you could have a friend nearby, 10 friends nearby, and that would make it significantly easier for you to pass that test. Or furthermore, I've had people who were reading their answers from their computer screen during the actual job interview. Now, some of these people are actually great interviewers and they only wanted to ensure that, hey, yes, I'm communicating what I want to communicate. But most of the time, what happens is that people try to read answers from their computer screens because those answers are not theirs. Okay, you can imagine it doesn't really work, but still it happens. Okay, and the last thing I want to talk about here is my personal experience with my website that I'm running. 5 years ago, I launched a training, a $50 Amazon interview training, which basically generated a unique link which you could access upon payment. 5 years on, I still have people clicking on those links, which was supposed to only be available for a short period of time. And I even discontinued that feature 3 years ago, so people still click on those. So you can imagine there's a black market for these things as well. Or another an example that really struck me the most was with a previous customer I have, a coaching client, a security analyst, that literally tried to hack my website, tried to steal my database, my customer information after our coaching session. Okay, so these would be some examples that I hope you found relevant and useful to understand the extent of this behavior for job interviews. I hope you found this useful, and thank you very much for watching.